Well, it's been about 18 months since I installed the solar panels on the roof of the van. So I just wanted to show you, before you watch how I did it, that they're still there and everything's fine. So let's go to the top of the van and I will show you them. So here they are, just sitting on the van there. Sorry about the noise, it's a bit windy, so you might be able to hear a bit of wind. This is where I put the bolt through on this one, you see, and Sikaflexed over the top, and they are solid as a rock. So I just wanted to show you that just before you watch the video of me installing the solar panels onto the roof there. I've been up to Scotland, I've been all over the place. I've driven sort of like motorway miles and, you know, speeds in the camper van, and they're absolutely solid as a rock. They work fantastically, and my solar power is absolutely fantastic. 525 watts of solar power on the roof there, and I've never had to plug in anywhere. It's brilliant. So anyway, let's get on and watch the video. Okay, so it's time to put the solar panels up on the roof. So my other half's going to give me a hand because they're quite heavy. I'm going to put all three up on the roof. Then I'm going to clean the individual places where the actual metal mounters for the solar panels are going to be connecting to the roof of the van. And then I'm going to Sikaflex that, manoeuvre the panels into position and let that set. And then I am going to put just one bolt through two of the, then I am just going to put one bolt through two of the mounting plates on each solar panel. So there's going to be one on the left at the end of one side and one on the right on the other side, so it's going to be diagonal. I don't want to put too many holes in the van, and the Sikaflex will help mount the solar panels as well. So this is just belt and braces really, putting two bolts through as well, holding them on, and then the whole lot is going to be Sikaflexed over the top to really give it a good seal. So let's get on and get these solar panels on the roof. Solar panels are fairly heavy, not overly heavy, but they're heavy enough, you know, you're lifting them up. They're 175 watts per panel. So but what I did do is put some, I'll show you, some tape underneath the feeting so it wouldn't scratch the van, as you can see just there. So I need two at the front. I need a gap here because here's where the this is where the shower is going to be. No, I don't. I've done that wrong. I need two here and one at the front, and then there's going to be a gap here, and that's where the shower is going to be. I was going to build a roof rack, but I've decided against it now. I want to have these panels as low down on the roof as possible. So here we go. So this is where, from here to about here is where the shower is going to be. So this is about the centre of where the shower is going to be, and I'm going to have an air fan here. So it's got a built-in light, so it'll give a light in the shower. So when you turn it on, it runs off 12 volt. The light will come on and we can use that for the shower light. So again, this one here, this is just along the flat piece of the van. Obviously I've just put them up and I need to absolutely make sure where they're going. Then I'm going to mark where I'm actually going to be putting the Sikaflex, and I'm going to Sikaflex around here and then put these on top of the Sikaflex, push them down slightly and allow that to set into the Sikaflex. So let's get on and do that. I'm just making sure that the Sikaflex gets a good bond. I am putting a self-tapping screw through two of these brackets, one this side and one that side, for belt and braces to make sure they're held down. And on the self-tapping screw I've actually found a bolt that bolts up into that. That's a really good, a nut that, I've found a nut that screws right onto the self-tapping screw, and that's going to secure it inside as well, for two reasons. One, I'm going to be happier knowing that it's actually you know, as good as bolted down, and the other, the security. I don't want somebody to come up here and take the solar panels off, you know, just cutting round the Sikaflex. So they're going to be secured on there for both reasons. So I'm going to pull the solar panels into position. And then we're going to check the other side and position that up, and it's going to be a bit of to and fro-ing just to make sure I get them exactly, the mounts exactly where I want them, and then I'm going to mark exactly where they are with my pen, and then I'll Sikaflex all that whole area. Okay, let's go and position the other side, which is more important. This side here is just a straight piece of ledge on the van. Over there we have some ups and downs, so let's go over this side by the awning and let's position those correctly, and then we'll come back up here and we will have another look at these and make sure these are all positioned okay. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going to need to pull this forwards . So I'm fitting these solar panels in series, so I need the positive to go to the negative, and then the positive to the negative, and then I have one long lead coming down here to the negative and a short lead to the positive up there. So I just need to make sure I have the negative coming out this side and the positive going out the other side. So I've decided the self-tapping screws with a nut on them is useless. It's not allowing me to get a tight fit underneath the van when I'm tightening it up. I'm putting 2 washers on the outside, 2 washers on the inside, and it's just not letting me, you know, get a tight fit on that. So what I've got is I've got some stainless steel bolts now. So these are great. So I put 2 washers on the outside. Sorry, I put 2 washers on the outside, 2 washers on the inside, and I'm tightening them up, and they are tightening up really tight inside, and yeah, they're brilliant. I'm also putting a bit of red bolt tight stuff on there as well, but these ones are self-holding nuts, whatever they're called, I don't know, and I don't care, but it's working a treat. So I'll just show you, I've done a couple already. It's a bit of a faff, but there you go. I've got Sikaflex I've put all around it, but that's bolted in from the top and the bottom. So I've got Sikaflex, I've got 2 washers in there, the bolts, and on the outside I'll just come round and I'll show you. So first of all I need to get the screw out. As you can see, it doesn't even really you know, fit the hole there very well, so let's get rid of that. You do have to unscrew it, but you know, it's no good. So then I need to drill the hole. It's going to fit this. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of these metal shard bits, and then I'll get rid of them completely once I've got this through. So the 2 bolts, oh sorry, the 1 bolt going through there with the washer, that's that. I've got my spanner bit here that sits on there, taking the pressure, and then I have to stick that down, and that helps that not move. Then let's go down and tighten this up. So down in the van, there's the bolt coming through. So I just need to put my spanner in there. I just keep twisting round. Sometimes I can get it all the way around, which is handy. And I try not to put any pressure on an upward force. Sorry about the camera, guys. I'm trying to do it with the camera, holding the camera and doing it. As I'm turning it, I'm pulling it down, helping the spanner up there, whatever it's called, the gripper thing, is holding that from turning. So I get it to about there, and now I'm going to get the Sikaflex in there and Sikaflex underneath it. So I put all Sikaflex all in there, get the spanner back on it and keep turning. Just got to clean the back of this, but I need to use the other side and just tighten it right up. Okay, There it is. You can just see that. I couldn't tighten it up and hold the camera at the same time, but you're going to have to trust me. You cannot turn that anymore. That is tight on there. So now I get some more Sikaflex and I Sikaflex that up. Next thing, I'm just going to go and clean the little metal filings away, and then we'll Sikaflex the top. So let's go and do that. Okay, so I've cleaned the metal filings away. Yeah, all gone, that's good. So here's the bolt, all secured. And now I'm just going to Sikaflex this. All the way around. There we go. So there's going to be no water getting in that or getting on that. Should be fine anyway. That is really solidly screwed, bolted in there. There you go. So I've done 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to do the opposite sides. So that'll be that one over there, that one there, and that one there. And then they are bolted down on the 2 corners and Sikaflex. And I'm going to go over each of these and Sikaflex them a bit more. And those panels, I'm happy they're not going to go anywhere. I'm 2.5 hours in, and I've put in 5 of the 6 bolts, securely tightened them up, Sikaflex them, and I'm just on the last one now, which is this one up here, which is the back left of the back solar panel. So once again, the van hasn't let me down. So it's going to take me about 3 hours to put in 6 bolts. You know, this isn't a rush job, but it's like everything takes so long, but it has to be done right. And you know, again, if I was to build another van, this is something I would have done earlier on in the build. But being completely inexperienced as I am, you know, you just have to get on with it and deal with it, and this is it. Everything that I'm doing on this van has to be done correctly, and I'm not happy with not having bolts through the solar panel connectors, you know, the mounts. I didn't want to have 2 bolts per mount because that would have been ridiculous. So there's 4 mounts, 2 bolts for each mount because there's 2 holes on each mount. You know, it's just too many bolts going through the van, too many holes on the roof. That's 8 per solar panel. That would have been 24 holes drilled in the roof. I don't want to do that. That's why I was looking at building the roof rack, but that didn't come to pass and didn't work out either. So, but what I am happy with is that I'm Sikaflexing the mounts down for the solar panels, which is massively strong anyway. And each solar panel is going to have a bolt on either end, either side, one on the left, one on the right, holding that down. And I'm happy I can drive at 60, 70 mile an hour in this van in high winds, and I know that those solar panels are safe as houses. They are not going to go anywhere. So I'm happy that I've taken my time to do this job, and it's just another little job done, and when it's done, it's done. And that's the thing about the van build. No matter how long it takes you to do something, you're going to get the payback in the future, because you're going to know that it's done correctly and things aren't just going to start falling apart. But anyway, hey ho. I just made a coffee. So I'm going to get back up on the ladder in a minute, secure the top nut with my whatever it is that I secure it with, and bolt this last one down. So I'll see you after I've done that. Okay, so I'm happy with the way I've connected the solar panels now. They're all bolted down. I've taken it for a run and along the dual carriageway, and they're still on the roof, so excellent. I've checked the bolts, they haven't moved an inch. It's nice and firm, so job done, I'm happy with that. So now it's time to connect the Renogy Rover to the solar panels. So I've got my lead coming through from the roof down to here. It says I need to connect the Renogy MP. This is an MPPT charge controller, and it's a 60 amp. So I need to connect that to the batteries first. Then I need to connect the solar panels to the system. So what I'm going to do first though, these are the boxes which the solar panels came in. So there they are, Renogy, 175 watts each. So I've got 525 watts on the roof. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one of these each over the panels. So when I plug the panels in, it's not going to suddenly go boom with the power of the solar. But it means that I'll be able to plug it in, come down, check what I'm doing, and then I'll take them off one at a time, and then we should, in theory, get solar power. So that's what I'm going to do now. So let's get on and do that. I'll just show you up here. There you go. So the boxes are just over the solar. I've still got this fairly long here. There it is there. I will be cutting that down, but I'm not going to cut it down straight away because I want to make sure it's all working first. Then once I'm happy it's all working, then I'll shorten those. Okay, so we've got power to the Bluetooth for the app. So we've got some indicators on here. It's telling me the batteries are at 100% and they're at 14.3. So there we go. So there's no charge coming yet from the solar. And now I'm going to take the boxes away. So let's see what the score is when I take the boxes away. Hi guys, so I just wanted to show you this working now. as you can see, we've got power coming in from the solar. The batteries are at 14.4 volts and 100%. As you can see here, it shows you there's power going in, because obviously we're using power now. I've got the fridge on and the light on in the camper van and everything. I just wanted to show you that all working. Yeah, so I'm sorry about the last bit of that video. All it was the fact that I hadn't read the instruction manual, and I just had to program, which was very simple. Again, if I can do it, anyone can do it. I just had to go through about 4 or 5 different things just to program the box there for my batteries, lithium batteries, and straight away I got the charge coming through from the solar. That's all it was. So I just wanted to just show you that the charge all works and everything like that. And like I said, I've had this van, a camper van now 18 months or so. I have never had a problem, and I've never ever had to plug in when I stay at a campsite. I never ever have to plug in to the electricity, because we've got plenty of solar power. So I just wanted to show you that working there. So I have got another video which shows you how I put the solar cables through the roof of the van and actually connected them all up. So I don't know if you want to go and watch that. But that was a bit of a job in its own right, drilling a hole through the top of the van and connecting it and getting the cables through and things like that. But again, like I say, all runs fantastically well. So please feel free to go and watch that video. Thanks for watching.